Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Ishrat moderating the session for you. Today, we are delighted to have you again, ma'am, Dr. Sheetal Shrma with us. Dr. Sheetal Shrma is an assistant professor at the Center for European Studies, JNU. Before joining JNU, she taught the emergence of sociological theory in Europe and methodology of social sciences as the curriculum of degree program of the London School of Economics and Political Science. Dr. Sharma holds a doctorate degree in sociology. She has completed a video lecture series in sociology for NCERT's project. She has also been invited as a discussant on several programs on TV and YouTube and radio. She has been awarded a JNU Research Excellence Award for outstanding contribution and excellence in the field of social sciences and humanities for the year 2018-19 in the Young Scholar category. She has also been selected for the prestigious European Union Visitor Program 2020. This program is the study visit to Brussels, individually tailored to gain first-hand information on the European Union values, functioning, activities, policies, and perspective. Dr. Sheetal Shrma is going to speak on the topic entitled MOOC Research Fellowship Grants in India and Europe. This session will focus on the development of e-content for MOOCs. It will discuss the idea for MOOCs of the SWAYAM platform of the Ministry of Education, Government of India, how to develop e-content including e-text references, assessment, and the video for online courses. Since National Education Policies 2020 has placed a lot of emphasis on the digital learning, the presentation will be useful for understanding the concept of e-learning. It's a pleasure to have you, ma'am, again on this FDP. After completing the session, we will be having around 10 to 15 minutes for question and answers. For any queries related to this lecture, participants are welcome to put their questions in chat box. Before handing over to Sheetal ma'am, participants are requested to kindly fill out the feedback form for this session. Now I am requesting to Dr. Sheetal Shrma to take over. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Yes, you have to mute yourself so that my voice is
sure.
Good morning, everyone, once again. And here I'm going to talk about MOOCs particularly, and this is something which is yet another aspect of faculty development program. And before I begin my presentation, we are almost 2.5 days into the 5-day faculty development program. And I hope all my participants are enjoying the program and they're getting benefited, enriched by the kind of resource persons and the discussions that are happening here. I'm overwhelmed to see the response of large number of people, their questions and their intelligent questions, And if you agree with me, just mention this in our feedback form that you have actually been benefited by it, or let us know how we can improve. Now, coming on to today's presentation and particularly about MOOCs and why MOOCs and why this is being called as one of the aspects of faculty development program. Now, as I mentioned in the previous one of these sessions, that this is faculty development program to develop faculties of the faculty, those who are teaching a large number of students all across India and globe. Now, why particularly MOOCs and that too on SWAYAM platform? In this particular lecture, I'm going to discuss my experience of offering courses online, and which is not just related to MOOCs on SWAYAM platform, but otherwise also I was associated with development of online digital programs for last 9 to 10 years. And I'll be sharing my experience, which is very important. Number one, for your professional benefit. Number two, for the other non-professional benefits. And number three, for enhancing our digital presence and making lifetime resources. So my presentation in the next 45 to 50 minutes is going to will be organized on these 4-5 points. Significance of online learning, portals, design, development, delivery, text videos, assessment, and techniques. Now, let us understand that why do we try to see MOOCs as an important component in this, and what are MOOCs? You can see all these points mentioned here, but I'll weave all these points, integrate all these points in one small narration for you, that MOOCs are not new. They might be a new concept for most of us, but they had already been in existence for a long period of time. And MOOCs are massive online open courses, massive online open courses, which offer us all this flexibility of time, variety of courses, easy to communicate, customize my learning environment, easy to connect across time and space, and whatever you may call in terms of the simplicity and easiness. It's ease of doing business, hai na? So ye ease of getting educated or learning, easiness in learning, this is what the package called as MOOCs offers you. Now, why MOOCs basically? Because MOOCs tend to give you a kind of environment in which if you are not part of the mainstream education system for some reasons, or if you are located in a remote area, or if you are not in a position to actually have or mobilize resources to get educated, at least one way. And even if you have resources, sometimes you may not be part of the mainstream because of many other reasons, social, personal, familial, professional, whatever, or otherwise also for intellectual reasons, you may become part of MOOCs, or MOOCs are out there for you to actually learn a lot, much more than what has been happening in the conventional physical classroom teaching. So these are the courses which have open access and have an interactive participation by means of web. Yes, web is necessary because we are talking of a digital world. When you say that you are doing physical classes, you are constrained by space. आप कितना travel करोगे? You can travel 50 kilometers, 100 kilometers maximum, depending upon. I had a student who used to travel 125 kilometers every day. So beyond that, it's not possible for everybody or anybody to travel to and fro every day. So we are constrained by in physical educational setups, but MOOCs tend to cut those strings of constraints of physicality, movement, and getting connected or remaining connected every day. But yes, what is the means of transportation here, or what is the means of connection here, is your digital connectivity. So it's on the web. And it provides the learners or the participants the similar kind of learning experience along with some added advantages. And what are those? They are lectures, videos, and study material, problem sets, all which is mentioned here. Now, I will run a bit quickly because I have to cover a lot of ground for SWAYAM and MOOC, and this is very interesting, and I would ask you to keep a note of everything if in case you want to develop something as digital courses that are weighted very highly in the new education policy, as they're saying that 40% of education will be now online, and you are being in the education sector, you must take benefit of this. How do you remain your leave your digital imprints in the field of education? So SWAYAM was this. What was SWAYAM? The three cardinal principles of access, equity, and quality. Now, access means that those who are not part of the mainstream. Equity is a kind of spreading out the levels and the types of educational courses and everything to everyone. And quality also. That is, quality does not mean that in some areas teachers are not of good quality. By quality, I never misunderstand quality by saying that a teacher is not of good quality. Quality comes with the resources that you have. Say, for instance, for a long period of time, we did not have access to libraries easily, or even digital libraries, or sometimes to run something as audio, video. I'll show you a couple of examples like a practical session. But suppose I keep on telling you, that in Cold War, Germany got divided between East and West Germany, and then within Berlin, there were 4 sectors. You might think, what is she talking about? Wall, this sector, this. You might get confused. The moment I show you a map, that this is Germany, this is how it got divided into East and West, this is Berlin being capital of this, West Germany, and then this is how it was divided in 4-5 sectors, the understanding becomes easy. So quality comes with equipment, and Corona crisis has revealed that in some remote areas, in some regional areas, teachers have come up with such innovative ways to remain connected to their students. And you have seen all those WhatsApp messages going around. Teachers in remote areas, one teacher, single man army in the entire school or college is somehow managing. People are swimming across the rivers, hanging their phones with hangers and all this, and still they were so committed to their vocation, their passion for teaching. So quality is there, but quality is largely dependent upon the kind of things that are at your disposal to make understanding easy for the learners. And that is why we tend to package the MOOCs in such a way that everybody enjoys and gets engaged in the process of learning rather than finding ye kya aa raha, because when you are sitting on net, when you are connected to internet, there are many other things, many other things, to enjoy rather than listening to your lectures. So you have to capture the attention, and that is the central or the backbone of online courses, how to retain the engagement level of your learner. This is the mantra which you have to have in your mind before you venture on to develop a course. Now, what are the benefits of MOOCs courses? MOOCs is certainly not a sudden response to current situation, because MOOCs were already in existence. It started in 2015. The idea was initiated, then it took some time to design the way it has to be executed. And then you know how a massive project takes time to get launched. And then from 2016, the teams were identified and people started preparing courses and all these things. They are permanent live resources. They exist in module forms, updated regularly. And then topic-based, which is a particular topic is also there, but this is connected to the entire sequence of the other things, and then interdisciplinary in nature. Last 2-3 points are important. As I repeat, that interdisciplinary is very important, and that is the emphasis of new education policy also. Suppose I gave you this example of French Revolution. May not be a direct topic in sociology, but very important from historical perspective or for the students of history and political science. So how do I enhance my knowledge? As a teacher, at least I must be able to tell from few of the salient features of French Revolution to my students, and then later on ask them to go and watch that or read more about French Revolution. So this is enhancing my additional knowledge, which is always gainful. And then no security concerns. Initially, when we started with Zoom, there were issues related to my email got hacked and somebody's asking for money and this and that. There is nothing, because it's a security certificate ensured kind of system. It's already there. And yes, you have issues of copyright and plagiarism. And where do they arise? I'll just tell you in some time. And this has a formal structure. By NRC, I mean National Resource Coordinator. By CC, I mean course coordinator. And SME is the subject matter expert, and a reviewer is a reviewer. So it's a formal structure which we follow in MOOCs, and this is how MOOCs are developed. Now, the next slide talks about that it seeks to bridge the digital divide. This I have taken from SWAYAM website only, which I'm going to demonstrate in a while, but deliberately kept in order to apprise you, orient you about the entire package called as MOOCs and what is it, it's doing actually. And this is again there. This is what it started with. The project of digitization of books had started long back. It was initiated somewhere around 2010 2010, where CIET, a part of NCERT, was entrusted with the task of development of digital books. And what is digital books? That the class 11 and 12, and further descending down to other levels, but it started with 11th and 12th, that you have to convert these books into digital lectures. So I was given the task to teach sociology, and my performance, they said, ma'am, since you are related to political science also, so I recorded few lectures in political science and sociology for class 12 students, political science and sociology, 11 and 12. Now, digitization of books was that one chapter, suppose the book has 5 chapters. So every chapter, one chapter has to be divided into 2, 4, 6, 8, even number of episodes. Okay. It depends upon the teacher and how many episodes I want to teach. And every episode is for 15 minutes, roughly 15 minutes. And these were shown on channels like as Kishore Manch, Evidya was not there then, sorry. Kishore Manch, Bal, DD Education, all those channels which were related to education. And these channels were free. And these programs were telecast throughout the day with first physics, then chemistry, then bio, and this slots are there. And then they were. Suddenly lockdown happened. And to be honest with you, lockdown was a blessing in disguise for all of us, those who were working in the field of digitization of books. That earlier we had a limited constituency referring to this. And suddenly there was a massive rise in the, click-through ratio. कि आप कितना टाइम उसको देख रहे हैं and how many, and then this particular message I have pasted from my WhatsApp. This came on the NCRT group, and they said that now these are available on Tata Sky Dish, this, and ask your children. This was 24th or 25th of March 2020 when lockdown was imposed. So we suddenly got a feeling that look, our work, our hard work has been recognized in such a fantastic way, and you can later on have access to these lectures also if in case anybody is in NC is studying in schools or is associated with CBSE syllabus or otherwise also. This is very interesting to go. Now, how it functions. The Ministry of Hrd at that point of time, now it's called as Ministry of Education, identified national coordinators, resource coordinators, those who are coordinating the resources for development of these courses. And there are 9 national resource coordinators, and the purpose of construction of these resource coordinators was to coordinate the production and identification of team and all. So who are these 9 coordinators? They are AICT, NPTEL, UGC, CEC, NCRT, NEOS, IGNOU, IIM Bangalore, and NITTTR. And these are the areas they are engaged in. My experience has been with NCERT because I was associated with sociology textbook development, and this is how I became part of the subject matter expert team. Now I'll explain I'll share with you my experience about working with them. So all these 9 resource coordinators, and please identify yourself, throughout. My request to you is that अपने बारे में just think about कि मैं कौन सा कोर्स दे सकता हूं या दे सकती हूं, किस रिसोर्स कोऑर्डिनेटर के साथ कोऑर्डिनेट कर सकता हूं या कर सकती हूं, and then how can I come together and form a team. And I'll tell you, quickly throughout the discussion that how can you actually apply and where to apply. Now, along with this, an online discussion forum is developed. What is that? Suppose you have 500 learners enrolled for your course. As soon as you get 500, there is one teaching assistant who is given to you. So I'm narrating more of NCRT's experience, but the broad skeleton remains the same. Thoda bahut cosmetic is up and down, and what are those? Those also I'll tell you. So online discussion forum is there, and every month or fortnightly, there is an online telecast where students have some queries. They write to you in email, or the team of assistant, they reply from your side, because you cannot keep on answering all these questions with your other projects in your hand. So the research assistants or the teaching assistants do it, and once in your choice, it depends upon even annually or biannually or quarterly or monthly or fortnightly, you can get connected to students depending upon your availability to answer their question. And this is announced much in advance, that this is the time when sociology, political science, bio or physics teacher would be available. Now, coming on to this, that the course coordinator and how do they go about it, I quickly come on to certain things. This is the text which I have taken from the SWAYAM website. And now I'll take you to the tour of the site, so that you tend to get the idea about this. Is if you write SWAYAM portal, come on to SWAYAM portal, come on to SWAYAM central. Is this visible? Ishrat, I'm seeing you just raise your thumb. Fine? Yes. Now, see. These are the course coordinator, which I have just shown you. All these are the course coordinators which are running various types of courses. And SWAYAM benefits and all, please, after my lecture, experiment with this site. Okay, open it, and there is a lot for you in this. And if in case there's any doubt, please get back to me. I'll help you out. All right. Now, let me share this part to you. This is NCRT. So in NCRT, you have these many partnering institutions, these many courses completed. This is this exam registration and successful certification. You will not find in many cases, because we have not been able to come to a consensus over credits and all that. And 10+2, is a very tricky thing in India's education system. So we are yet to come on to that stage unless and until we offer all the courses get seamlessly connected to all other NRC. Till then, it will remain 0. Otherwise, the rest of the statistics is very impressive. Now, view course catalog. you click on to view course catalog, and the kind of courses which are being offered, they will come here. And these are the upcoming courses which are going to be offered by NCERT. Accountancy, bio, chemistry, economics, English, geography, maths, physics, psycho, socio, and this is socio. Now, suppose I click onto, because I'm course coordinator for sociology, these two courses, this one in sociology and this one. So I click onto this. When I click onto this, the sociology part 2 course begins. Okay. And so far the date has just begun. So we have so far got 176 people enrolled. And this is here, the course is upcoming. It hasn't started. Duration is 24 weeks. Start is 20 December. End date is 31st May. Exam date is 24th May. And this is how it goes. This is the description of the course. And this is the course layout. This is how you go about it. Books and references, the course certificate. Okay. This is what you see here in the course layout. And I'll show you this video after a while, but first let me come back to the PPT that I was sharing with you. Now, coming back to this PPT, this all information that is shown here is available on this SWAYAM website. Okay, that how do you do it? A course coordinator is identified. You may say that, ma'am, how a course coordinator is identified? There are two ways of identification. Since NCERT was already working with the team, so it was easy for them to identify people, and all those who are offering courses, they were part of the digitization process of books and all that. So it was easy for them to identify the people, those who are going to work for them. Otherwise, also there are EOIs, expression of interest for a particular course. And this gets the window of EOI, expression of interest, is opened periodically, and I'll show you how to access that also. And there you can go experiment with it, prepare your course, identify the team whom you want to work with, and then you can launch your course. You submit your proposal gets passed or does not get passed, depends upon the quality of the course that you want to offer. And if in case some modifications are required, they ask you to modify this or change this and do these corrections, and then you resubmit it, then it gets approved. And after a lot of hard work, you have to prepare the course and upload it, and then rest is going to become history. So this is how in 2 weeks you propose, and proposal has all these things. And the basic structure, I'll Rakshita, I know you are raising hands, but I'll answer all your questions after it. Huh? Otherwise, if it's by mistake, you can lower down your hand. So this is assessment system and the other part of it. Now, what is the benefit to the developer? Ab aap ye puchoge ki, ma'am, what's the benefit of developing this? The first and foremost benefit to the developer is this, that every module that you prepare for this is given, can you see this? By national publisher hai, e-content develop in 4 quadrant per module, MOOCs, is given 5 marks each. So if in case you have developed 4 modules, you get 20 marks in your API. And I think, I'm assuming, I'm not sure, please don't take this as final word carved in stone, but I'm assuming that in national education policies, since so much emphasis is being given on digital education, this might be raised to at least 8 or 9 in future, maybe 10 also. If not, at least people like me will propose that this must be raised in order to promote and attract faculty members to develop e-content. So both for sciences and all across the disciplines, ye dekh rahe ho aap, faculty of sciences and languages and everything, this is 5 marks each, equivalent to your chapter in book. And this is also e-content and this. Now, this is the professional reward. The financial reward is also associated with writing the e-text and recording a video. And I take you back to, if in case, I'll show you that in some time from now, but the ministry gives you, once again, I'm using my board, roughly 11,000 rupees per module. Okay, 11,000 rupees, 11,000 to 11,500 are per module. Okay, so if in case you are developing an annual course of 40 modules, you get 4.5 lakhs of rupees per course. Okay, and this particular 11,500, if I write 11.5, is distributed or divided among 2-3 people. How it is divided? When you write, and I'm telling you NCERT mode of payment, they give you 4,000 rupees for every text module that you write, every text module. Okay, text, TEXT, the written part of it. They pay you 5,000 for the video. Okay, and they pay you 2,000 for review. So this is how your 11,000 gets divided, and 500 you will say kahan gaya, to wo thoda sa technical team ka assistance ke liye hota hai, because they organize workshops, and these workshops you are paid TAD and all these things. So this is how you are paid to develop a module. On the contrary, UGC pays you, I think, 8,000 for video, 2,000 for text, and 1 or 2 for review. So mota broadly 11 to 11.5 thousand rupees are allocated for every module, and which are distributed by NRCs in the way they like, and mostly this is a equitable distribution. Justice hota hai aapki kaam ko, whatever you are doing. This is, one is professional benefit, the other one is the financial benefit. And my dear friends, the intangible benefits are immense. I tell you honestly. And I would like just share with you 60 seconds that the kind of visibility that you get, number one. And in case of NCERT, a large number of aspirants are doing UPSC, and UPSC mein kehte hain class 7 se onwards, science and social science, you must master all these books in order to crack prelims and all these things. And I personally, sharing this with you, I almost get 1 or 2 emails every month. I'm not saying day or week, every month 1 or 2 emails saying that, ma'am, where are the other episodes? This was very interesting. You explained it very well. There is a kind of sense of satisfaction that comes to you when you are able to convey what you intend to do to your audience or learners. So there is a kind of confidence. Number 3, that this visibility gives you a sense of confidence. And when you work for this, ye aap aise to jaake bol nahi doge ki okay, I'm going to teach, and you are not don't treat it lightly. You have to put in a lot of hard work in order to develop a good source for people ki wo khol ke dekhein, acha ha, okay, XYZ is teaching this, oh, her explanation is good, her points are good, her ability to capture the attention of audience is good. So for that, what have you done? You have done homework. Ye apne aap to tapak ke nahi aayega. So with that homework, you gain confidence as a person, and the confidence gets manifest in your professional life. So the benefits are professional, the benefits are financial, and the intangible outdo all sorts of benefits. And this is what you must strive for. That is actually development of your personality as a faculty. And this is what is going to take you to heights and heights in future. And I wish all of you luck for that. Now, NRC kya karta hai? Coming on to the specifics of it. NRC identifies subject. I've just shown you, like NCERT identified these subjects. The subjects ke identify hone ke baad, you form PI, principal investigator, or course coordinator. Then they work along with SMEs, because it's a big enterprise. You just can't do everything on your own, and a team of reviewers. SMEs help. Say, for example, this is the sociology textbook. Ab hum book utha ke dekhenge, there are 8 chapters. So you will say that let's divide every chapter into 4 modules. Okay, 8 4s are 32. So you'll say 32 bahut zyada hai, chapter 1 mein there's not much, so you can bring it down to 2 modules. So depending upon the subject matter, you can decide. Then depending upon the expertise within the SMEs, you say, okay, Sheetal, you do globalization. Okay, Mansi, you have done with me, Mansi has worked with me. She has done. Mansi has worked with me in NCERT. Yes. So, bolte Mansi, I recalled, Mansi, tum ye chapter karo, you are going to do this on tribes and family. And then the team works together. And after the team has completed writing the modules, then you come on to the reviewer. Ki aapne kuch objectivity ko to compromise nahi kiya hai, you haven't mistaked upon facts, you haven't mistaked upon chronology events, and everything sort of review happens. So the team works together in order to come to this level. So this is interesting. In another way, resource coordinator subject area, course coordinator subject matter experts in the production team. And by production team, I mean both the writing team and the recording team. And then you have module development in 4 quadrants, which are these 4 quadrants. Now, I take you straight away to 4 quadrants. Now, what are these 4 quadrants? And to show this, I'll take you back to this layout. Now, what happens that you may think, there's no duster here. Yes. You may think that how do I distribute? And now I'll ask you to imagine your area, your subject area where you want to give a course, and then imagine ki ye particular course in how many modules can I teach? Initially, it was 40 modules, but 40 modules, suppose if you look at this course layout, it has only 18 modules and a final assessment. Now, 18 modules, what happens that you may say, that, okay, the first week we start with is just introduction to Indian society. And why only 1 module? Because there's not much in this. We are introducing the learner for the first time to the subject of sociology. 11th mein hua hai, 12th mein aake we are just enhancing a bit of it. So introducing Indian society. Now it is up to the team and the group which is forming the course that how many they want to offer. So somewhere from 25 to 18, or I must write reverse, 18 to 25 modules are enough. Because this is how it goes in a semester. Annual course is for 40 modules, that's fine, but we are treating every book as 1 semester because 11th mein there are 2 books, 12th mein there are 2 books, so in all you have 4 books. So it's a semester based, first semester, second, third and fourth. So what we have done, we have divided this into 18 modules only. And 18 module courses being run for, you may say, 24 weeks hai, yahan to ma'am duration 24 weeks hai, ye dekho yahan pe. So how do you spread these 18 modules to 24? You can repeat. Or what you can do, 1 week can be given to this assignment, like assignment 1. Ab pehle kyun assignment de diya? Abhi to shuru bhi nahi hua hai. Just to check your understanding about sociology or society, what you have learned in class 11th. Then after teaching 4 modules, part 1, 2, 3, 4 of demographic structure, you have assignment number 2. So we have spread this course only 18 modules, but into 24 weeks time. And every week is module 1, then week 2 is assignment, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can also repeat modules. Say, for instance, if you think in maths or in physics that 1 module requires 2 weeks of understanding or studying or practicing or solving problem, you can repeat the module. Say, for example, module 9 here, mark it as a social institution. You part 1 and 2, you can repeat it for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but not more than 3 weeks because then it's online, it looks stale. You have to change the concept. So this is what you have to see when you change when you spread your modules across the number of weeks. So every module now, remember this, that there is course has, say, suppose 20 modules. Every module, 1 module has 4 components. And what are those 4 components? Let me take you back to this. E-text, self-assessment, resources, and videos. So if in case you have 20 modules, you have to do 20 into 4, 80 components ready. 80 components mein kya ho jayega? 20 e-text, 20 self-assessment, 20 resources, and 20 videos. Now let us see what are these individually. Individually, when I go here, this is it. What is e-text? E-text is somewhere around 3 to 3,500 words, written part of it. So when I say that we are talking about cultural diversity, social stratification, inequality, caste or backward caste, Adivasi and Adivasi struggle, suppose this particular challenges of cultural diversity, this module is a text. So when you are launching this course, at that point of time, you are writing a text. This is just like article. And this is where plagiarism and copyright is very important. That you don't pick up anybody's word. You give acknowledgement, proper referencing and everything. You write the way you write an article, the way you write e-text. So for 20 modules, you have to have 20 e-text files. And every file is around 3,500 words. It may go up 200, it may come down 200, 300 or 500. For my friends in mathematics, one derivation may be just of 2 page or 1 page. You can say, ma'am, how will I stretch it? Absolutely no need, because you know your subject. The equations, this derivation, problem solving equations and all these things, they require just 1.5 page. So rationally thinking, it must be. For the sciences which are more descriptive or subjects which are descriptive, it can be 3,500. Remember, we are offering courses to people who are at the most disadvantaged situations, financially, regionally, connectivity wise, availability of resources wise. So we have to keep it in a manageable word limit. And then enrichment. What is enrichment? Enrichment, I'll come along with video also. But then this basically means that when you are preparing an e-text, and you know that this has to be taught on camera also, at that point of time, for how long can you see my face? मैं बोले जा रही हूँ 25 मिनट, you 15-20 minutes, because here it is for आधा घंटा, for half an hour. So for how long can you actually see? So you have to enrich your text. The moment I say, look at the Berlin Wall. So you have maps, images, graphs, photographs, small audio, small video. So enrichment आप साथ करते चलो. Okay, so enrichment का क्या फायदा है कि when you are recording your video later on in collaboration with your editor, you must be able to say कि भैया, and I'll tell you how to do that also. So enrichment is having a set of resources and picture, video which are going to be incorporated in the video part of it. But अभी यहाँ पे e-text में ये. Now second is your resources, which means web resources. And web resources are important, but then you have to have this idea of accessibility. ये नहीं कि you have to subscribe a $5,000 subscription and something. Simplest of web resources, not more than 8 to 10. Because you are again expecting the last person, the least accessible area, regional and all this, the marginalized group, or those who have remained cut off from the mainstream. So for how long you can think that they will have access to physical library? No, everything web links online, and that too easily accessible, which do not require much of a data pack. Simple and associated directly with the kind of teaching or the work that you have done. Self-assessment types of questions, they are once again, at least NCERT is saying, and now progressively everything is going to MCQ. They are saying that single word questions, 12 to 15 questions. Single word in terms of fill in the blanks, true or false, MCQ, choose the right option, match the following, that kind of questions, and 12 to 15, which are the kind of assessments. Assignments are different, which are a kind of assessment, which is a written one, where the student is going to write, scan it and upload it. But then so far SWAYAM starts by saying that number of questions are to be limited to 12 and 15, NCERT experience, and then the questions have to be simple one-word answers. And finally, your web, a video. And video is something where I'll share video with you to explain all these things also. And then we'll come back to your idea of, first I'll show you this introductory video, because this has to go with your proposal. If it please.
Description. This is subject of sociology, and in this course description, we are going to talk about class 12th, book 1, titled as Indian Society. You have already been introduced to the subject of sociology in the previous class. Sociology is an interesting subject. Sociology attempts to understand nature and structure of society. In fact, I can say that sociology is an academic study or a systematic study of society. Sociologists study the social institutions.
Now, this introduction is introduction that goes with the proposal that you are going to make. और proposal कैसे बनाना है वो भी मैं आपको अभी एक share करूंगी, and I request all of you to actually go and click on to this. This is expression of interest for CEC UGC. Okay. Now do what? I'll just demonstrate how do you do this part of it. This has proposals are invited from eligibility. This window opens periodically. So you have to keep checking. अभी पता नहीं है कि नहीं, but we'll just test it. Scope of work क्या है? ये जो मैंने आपको 4 quadrants में समझाया है. Quadrant 1 teaching, second is referencing, third is discussion forum, fourth is the assessment and the video part of it. Eligibility, who is eligible? If you are into 5 years of teaching, very good. If you are not, start preparing now, because ultimately you will be 5 years old at least in the profession, or find a team with which you can work. The proposal can be made by the senior and you can be part of it. And once you become 5-year-old, you do it. The guidelines which I showed you, SWAYAM guidelines are these. Just go through them very carefully. This is the entire set of guidelines. You can see the financial and other part of it. ये मैं आपको दिखा रही थी, because there's too much of emphasis on this media, digital, so equipment वगैरह क्या है and all these things. Just go through this. And the other part is the financial norms. This is interesting, but don't be overwhelmed by the kind of money they give. So I was telling you that mota they give 4.5 lakh for every course for 40 hours of course, total payment to SMEs. And this is broken down into 40-hour course for 1.5 lakh. This is, you can make some sense out of it. Although of course they promise a lot, but ultimately a small amount comes. But then, my dear friends, don't run after financial benefits or any other tangible benefits. The intangible are immense for you. And trust me by experience in it for a long period of time. Now, come on to submission of proposal. And please experiment with this. Even if your subject does not exist in this, I tell you how to jump across the boundary. This is ongoing process. Currently, more than 364 courses have been identified among 12 subjects. So more subjects and courses will be added. Select a level, UG. Select a subject, sociology. Select a course. The drop-down menu says that you can offer these many courses. So suppose I say social stratification. All right, they say click to open syllabus here. The syllabus will come here. Okay, this course you have to teach in number of 25 to 30, or you have to design it yourself. All right. Now, when you submit a proposal, registration for submitting a proposal, here you have to submit your proposal, your full name and everything. Make an email. Every email ID, you get one proposal. You can submit one proposal with every email ID. So you can do this. Sociology nahi, if you're from political science, click on this, select a course. Suppose to the friends whose subject is not mentioned here. All right. And through 14 subjects are mentioned here, if it's not mentioned here. And even if you're a sociologist and you venture into political science and see, okay, I can say global politics where I can do something, or there is something understanding global politics or understanding Ambedkar. This also falls somewhere on the borderline between sociology and this understanding. You never ever stop yourself to venture into interdisciplinary boundaries, because it has immense benefits as a scholar. So when you say that women, power and politics, being a sociologist, you have done gender studies, gender kiya hai, to yahan pe aap aa sakte ho, yahan pe you can say work, visible work, invisible work, family mein gender, feminism, patriarchy, whatever. Just experiment yourself, stretch yourself to the limits that how can I jump across the disciplinary boundaries and get benefited by this. So this is how you apply for courses. All of you take a screenshot of this SWAYAM inflibib.net, ac.in, and the other sites, other NRCs also, which I have shown you on SWAYAM Central. I think here on this particular site, when you, if I open this in new link, here the NRCs are available. Go to a respective NRC, jo management mein se hai, they can go here, engineering, PG, UG, IGNO, open. IGNO is open for all, but it's open learning. NIUS, again school, then T is for engineering, NPTEL. Go to any and then look for it. You have to search for it. You will end up, you shoot for the stars, you'll end up on moon. So you just try that wherever you fit in interdisciplinary boundaries, and this is where you can actually test yourself. Maybe even in history or in anthropology, you may find a course, okay, which talks about, say, role of women, research methodology in history, understanding popular culture, and all these things. So absolutely don't stop yourself कि मेरा discipline नहीं है, मेरा course नहीं है, मेरा area नहीं है, मेरा specialization नहीं है. Absolutely not. Try to be interdisciplinary and connect with people. Even in one course, if you have a and then now coming on to how to develop this course, proposal आप बाद में करना now. If you have identified a course and you say, I want to teach this in 20 modules, form a team, because indirectly, there is a limit to which you can actually work. NCERT does not pay you more than 7 modules, which is an indirect ceiling. Ki beta aap 7 hi likho. You are not going to be given more than 7 modules, because first you cannot do it. It's a big thing. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not scaring you, but you really need to work hard. Okay. And the second is, some universities have an internal mechanism that it looks good, 5 number mil rahe every module, but some universities have again a ceiling that you cannot claim more than 5 modules, so 6 modules. So a team is always good to run the show, where you identify 4 to 5 people, those who can help you to work on this. And then imagine कि मैं ये course किस तरह पढ़ाने वाला हूँ. I've shown you sociology का this thing. The course outline is there. So you say X, you teach this part, Y, you teach this part, Z, you teach this part. And this is how all of us make a grid. And we start with e-text. हम सबने बना लिया है 40 module, 24 modules का e-text बना लिया है. 5, 6. Then we have done web links, this. And then write a good proposal together, form a team of like-minded people, not very lackadaisical attitude, and do it. Now, coming back to my presentation, I'll bring you to the important part of it, which is, just one second, which is the video part of it. Now, how do you develop a video? I've shown you this video, hai na? Now I'll share enrichment wala video. Just one second, Sheetal by and suppose I just want to look for a particular video for you. Yes, suppose I take this video. Now I'll tell you how do you do enrichment. It will play after this this thing. But I'll show you how to enrich. And enrichment is something. What do I do? Go ad free na? Okay. I think I had okay. Now see, I am running something niche. ये आप देख रहे हो ना छोटा window में the video is running. Now in some cases you see me teaching. In some cases you see a tile where you have a what do you say, headings. Then you have somewhere the greater information like this, and somewhere you have I'll start showing you pictures and images will come about. See maps, somewhere like this. Now this is called as enrichment. And how do you enrich? Suppose मेरे पास एक document खुला है. This is I do here. I use color coding. Pink may be presenter. All right. This may be heading. Yellow may be heading. Then you do this, you can say this is heading, this is the tile which has to come. And then you say that this is where I want to move red and picture. Color coding हो गया. अब आप क्या करोगे? आप अपने एडिटर को बोलोगे कि देखो जहां पिंक है वहां प्रेजेंटर है, येलो में आपको हेडलाइन दिखाना है, ग्रीन में आपको टाइल दिखाना है पूरा का पूरा इंफॉर्मेशन से, एंड वेरेवर देयर इज रेड आई एम गोइंग टू गिव यू अ image or a picture, और वो picture का URL लगा दो. This is called as enrichment. Okay, so have two files parallelly. एक तो plain text है, दूसरा you can have a text which is enriched, so that when you go for recording of this video, at that point of time you have you have this this ready material कि मुझे कहाँ पे क्या करना है, and in conversation with your editor you can do this. Now see how I've shown made use of maps. अब मैं ये सारा का सारा बोलूं अजरबैजान, जॉर्जिया, this, so this will be difficult. Now, this is there for the student because he is also learning. They can stop you here. Acha, Moldova, then Kyrgyz, Lithuania, Turkmenistan, this. All these were earlier Soviet socialist republics. Now they have become these many countries. And then show a map which shows this other republics, and this is how it broke down. So this is how you actually make use of maps and interactives. This was earlier, then this came, then gradually these many things happened, and then they became part of the EU. ये interaction है. This is enrichment. अब लगातार मेरा चेहरा नहीं देख पाओगे बेटे, because I am not a glamorous model whom you can actually see for a long period of time. So इसको interactive देखो, जैसे arrow आ गया, ये आ गया. Along with this, now this is interesting. I was telling you, no, मैं दिखाती हूँ आपको.
4 different parts. Now, as you can see in this map of Berlin city, on right hand side, you see the East Berlin, which is the Soviet sector. On the left hand side, you see 3 sectors, the French sector, the British sector, and the American sector, which were the part of West Berlin. Now, in the second map, we'll see this blue line that encircles the western part of the city is the Berlin Wall. And the Berlin Wall stood from 1961 to 1989. Now, in this picture, we can see the wall being constructed. The construction of wall is underway, and you can see laborers working on this construction site. Now, this is a picture of the Berlin Wall, which is dividing the east from the west. And this view is from the West Berlin side. And you can see graffiti art on the wall. This is taken in 1986. And on the left-hand side, you see a brown patch that runs along the wall. And this is called as death strip, where the guards had a standing shoot to kill orders against anybody whosoever tried to escape. Many people, in order to escape the tyranny of the communist regime and it made quite Western alliances. USSR 1907 revolution was led by Vladimir.
Now, this is enrichment. This is how you make your work effective. And the other part of the work is with the presentation. And this is where I'll end because I've already taken 45 minutes. And how do you actually prepare for this work? Now, as a teacher, once again, remember that you have to remain very interactive and engaging with your students. Now, how do you engage? If I start, I'll demonstrate this to you, कि आपको video पे बोलना कैसे आना चाहिए, because this is a spontaneous lecture where I'm talking to you, and I have a liberty of using, I know, yes, looking this side, that side. But when you look at this video, my entire focus is only fixed upon, if I play this in the background, it's
socialism.
It's basically, I'm just looking at the camera. So how do you learn to face camera? Just last 2-3 minutes, I'll just tell you. First is fixing your gaze. आपको अपना gaze fix करना है. Gaze का मतलब कि when I started, our eyes roll, they इधर उधर देखने की आदत होती. Class में भी we see, अभी भी lectures में we keep on doing this. But here you do not have that liberty, and your body may move, everything move, but eyes are fixed. So how do you do that? Initially, you put a point or hang a camera, hang anything, a small object, clock, or a remote control, and keep looking at it. ऐसे अभी मैं अपने कैमरा को देख रही हूँ, this small dot here. So keep on looking at this. Once you think that for 120 seconds my gaze is fixed, now start speaking anything with the object, because camera is an object only. It's not a something. And I tell you one thing, in studio you have 10-15 people, koi light fix kar raha hai, koi kuch kar raha hai, koi kuch kar raha hai, and all of them are not bothered about what you are going to talk about, but you get conscious of, okay, 15 log hain. So you have to have this homework already done. First is my gaze fixed. Second is my interaction with this point only, because मुझे देखते देखते उधर नहीं कहना है कैमरामैन क्या देख रहा है क्या नहीं देख रहा. They may dance in front of you, but you have to have your gaze fixed. So आपको अब start करना है बोलना. अब बोलना कैसे आएगा? It will not come कि आप पहले दिन यहाँ पे आके मैं वेदों का उच्चारण करूंगी. Absolutely not. Just become camera friendly. Like when you start swimming, you touch the water. You don't jump into 10 feet right on the day one. So start with camera. Anything, whatever is comfortable to you. You may sing a song, national anthem, और कई बारी मैं मजाक में कहती हूँ, नमस्कार दोस्तों, स्वागत है आपका कौन बनेगा करोड़पति में। आज मेरे सामने हॉट सीट पर बैठे हैं प्रत्यूष यहाँ पर आकर कैसा लग रहा है, 25 लाख रुपए का प्रश्न आप जीत। ये जस्ट स्पीक एनीथिंग, कुछ भी बोलो, बट नॉन स्टॉप बोलो, नॉनसेंस नहीं, नॉन स्टॉप बोलो। अब क्या करना है, जब बोलना आ गया है, फर्स्ट इज गेज, सेकेंड इज स्पीच। जब स्पीच और गेज में फ्लुएंसी आ गई है, व्हेन यू हैव स्टार्टेड टचिंग एंड फीलिंग द वाटर, नाउ स्टार्ट स्पीकिंग द सब्जेक्ट। आई एम अ सोशियोलॉजिस्ट, आई एम गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट सोशियोलॉजी टू यू। अब थोड़ा सेंसिबिलिटी लेकर आओ, क्योंकि आप एकदम से जंप नहीं कर सकते, आप डेरिवेशन एक दिन में नहीं पढ़ा सकते हो, ठीक है। बट इफ यू रीड, say for example, I read something, I'll open something and read, my gaze will be there, their educational achievements are better and of a high quality. आपकी spontaneity नहीं, आप कितना भी छुपाने की कोशिश करो, camera catches it, आपकी eyes ऐसे होती है। So how do you overcome this? Suppose it's an episode of 25 minutes. How do you overcome? Break it into 5 or 6 components. कि 4-4 मिनट का non-stop मुझे 6 components रखने हैं। So break down your content into 6 parts. ठीक है, suppose you are talking about stratification, और उसके बहुत ही crisp pointers बनाओ. I'm not having that book and I don't want to even waste 5-6 seconds for you, but I'll show you something here. Suppose आपको theory of demographic transition करानी है. My pen is also given. Demographic transition. So 3 stages में है. First stage में death rate और birth rate दोनों high है. सेकेंड में आपका बर्थ रेट हाई है और डेथ रेट कम है, एंड द थर्ड में आपका बर्थ रेट और डेथ रेट दोनों कम हो गया है। ये पॉइंटर्स हैं, ओके, दीज आर जस्ट पॉइंटर्स। अब ये आप अपने सामने रख लो, एंड यू नो दैट यू हैव टू एक्सप्लेन दीज पॉइंटर्स along with couple of other things, say in 4 minutes. Okay, so how do you begin now? अभी मैं आपको demographic transition बता रही हूँ, तो I'm doing हाँ ना इधर उधर इधर, but now suppose I'm facing the camera. Camera, light, action, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome friends to this video series. Today we are going to discuss about demographic transition. In the previous chapter we have talked about social demography. जैसे talk करेगा वो कहेगा cut it. ठीक है, जब आपको कट इट हो जाएगा, 2-3 बार आपका फंबल और कट इट हो गया, तो आप खुद ही नर्वस हो जाते हो, है ना। इट्स नॉट ऑन योर कंटेंट, इट्स नॉट ऑन योर डिलीवरी, बट इट्स बेसिकली कि वहां एडिटर को इशू आता है। सो व्हाट यू डू, यू हैव टू रिहर्स एंड प्रैक्टिस अ लॉट। सो वंस अगेन यू विल से, मैम फंबल कट इट अगेन, मैम दोबारा से शुरू करिए। कई बार होता है कि यू हैव मेड अ वेरी गुड सेंटेंस, वो लगता है यार अब ये तो लिखा नहीं हुआ था, मैं तो बोल गया था, अब मैं दोबारा से इसको कैसे रिप्रोड्यूस करूं। सो प्लीज बी वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग, कॉन्फिडेंट, डू योर होमवर्क एज मच एज पॉसिबल, बिकॉज योर होमवर्क गेट्स रिफ्लेक्टेड ऑन इन योर कॉन्फिडेंस व्हेन यू आर सेइंग दिस। Initially, I shared with all my colleagues here, I was also very scared and I did not move much. वो बोले आपको बैठा के डरा के भूत नहीं दिखा रहे, please do some actions and all these things, and gradually it comes in your body, in your speech. So let's begin once again. Hello friends, welcome to the video lecture series in sociology. Today we are going to talk about social demography. As you know that social demography tends to study populations. But population is not just simply counting number of people. Population can also be analyzed from various dimensions and perspectives. One interesting way is to understand it, how it is distributed socially. This means that how can you construct social categories or identify social categories within populations? It can be on the basis of gender, it can be on the basis of caste, religion, community, language, or ethnicity. These are called as the aspects of social demography. If we talk about demography and change in population, there are many interesting perspectives and theories. One such theory is called as theory of demographic transition. The theory talks about 3 stages in the change of population of any given community or society. The first stage says that in the first stage, yahan se I had a fumble, so I just cut it down here. Now when I'm speaking on camera, there is no this, you know, that, no, I know, I don't know. You have to go non-stop. And this is what is required. So have your points, have your confidence, do your homework, have a team where you actually prepare so well that your delivery, your content is engaging. Okay. And finally, coming back to my presentation here, I think I have, yes, this was it, or yes. And finally, I would say that, there are certain rules, there are certain etiquettes, which are called as, we are in with the cyber world. And I told you on the very first day that you do not know, everybody switches off the camera. You may be talking so passionately and everybody is on minding their own business. So you have to be very careful in the cyber world, that even in a spontaneous lecture that I'm doing to you and you are listening to me as audience, you have to follow a certain protocol, a set of rules and etiquettes, which are very important. Some of them are listed here. Please respect the speaker as well as the participants also. It's not कि आप ये ऐसे झूल रहे हैं, गिर रहे हैं, this is not the way you are expected. Although of course people do, and I just can't have a control over everybody's indri. When you अपनी इंद्रियों पे control कर सकते, you can't control anybody else. But then still remember that we are still in a very formal setting, we are still in a very formal group, and we have to adhere with the standards which are expected from an audience as well as from a speaker. So minimize as much as background noises, knowledge, movement and all these things. Although, of course, I understand there are constants. Sometimes it's absolutely inevitable. But what I'm saying is strive for it as much as possible. Okay? Because you are here also engaging with the audience. And audience is a scanner. The moment you enter the class, you look at 60 students, 60 scanners are running. Oh, ye madam hai, kya padhayenge, kaise padhayenge, kapde to dekho, muh to dekho, shakal. You have a different kind of audience these days. And how you connect, it's only your intellect, your talent, your ability, your connectivity, your interaction, your communication, your strength to engage the audience, which ultimately pays. Otherwise, you can be an ordinary person. People will click on to, no, boring hai, chalo hata do. When we went for a big session with the then Minister of Education, Hrd, Prakash Javadekar ji, and he played a video and he said कि मैं 2 video चलाऊंगा आपके लिए, आप देखना कौन सा अच्छा लगेगा. And there was a stark difference, and I can enact that for you. एक video था, this was on photography, and he played one video, and in that there was one person, and he said, "Hello students. Welcome to this course in videography. I am going to tell you about the ways in which you can." This was one. And the other one was very interesting. And this was, "Hey, welcome to this course in videography. I'm going to shoot you, not shoot you exactly, but tell you how to shoot the subject out there. Do I look nice from this side or this side?" And suddenly, if you have to opt between these two, you will certainly go for the second one. So Prakash sir said that, you just make your stuff interesting, make your stuff engaging so that people listen to you. You have to leave your impression, your imprints. Otherwise, a wide variety of stuff is existing. How would people explore and would look for your videos? And this is where somewhere we have to be so committed to our task, do our homework, be equipped, ready, do so much of background work, so that when what is visible is something which is impressionable. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'm open to questions now.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing a valuable information with us. Ma'am, can we start query round? Okay, thank you. Her voice is not coming. One second. Now, ma'am, Dr. Janki is asking, disability studies as a MOOC, how does it develop, since they are interrelated with almost every academic? I'm repeating it. Disability studies as a MOOC, how does one develop? Since, ma'am, since they are interrelated with almost every academic. Your voice is... Ma'am, you are on mute. Yes, ma'am.
I'm on mute, I know, but then kindly read the questions a bit clearly. I can't see questions.
Disability studies as a MOOC. How does one can develop it? And since they are integrated with almost every academy, so she's asking about disability studies to develop as a MOOC course.
Maybe. Okay. Like the subject remains the disability studies, and then how do we develop? Yes. I can't see the chat in my box, so that's what I was thinking कि मैं कैसे इसको करूं. But see, Janki, I understand this question in two ways. One is the subject matter for disability studies, and the other one for the disabled group. For disability studies, you can add into or make this as part of, say, in sociology, if you have a particular topic under which you talk of marginalization, exclusion, and in that particular topic, you can make a subtopic of disability and other things. Otherwise, if you launch a course of yourself, in which you can say that, ideas related to or concepts of exclusion, marginalization, in that you can have a half or 3/4 of your course devoted to disability studies. Or else, I don't think disability as a technological issue you are talking about. So that way, whatever the technical needs to spread this to disabled group, differently abled people, is a separate story. But you can connect it in sociology. You can do it in, to certain extent, the other social sciences also. Historically, you can understand it, or in the field of economics, you can do. So I think I'm understanding it partly, but then if in case this is what you intend to say, then you can actually make it part of sociology. And in sociology of discrimination or marginalization, exclusion, and such areas within which you can offer a course.
Okay, ma'am. The next question.
Why I'm not able to see my chat box?
I don't know, ma'am. I think, ma'am, I want to tell you, around thousands are messages here in the chat box, 2,400, and it is increasing. It is 2,480, 90, 2,500. So it is increasing, ma'am. That's why I think.
Achha, maybe my system is slow to capture all that. I hope I was able to convey, my friends, what I wanted to say. Hai na?
Ma'am, I just, sorry to interrupt you. Actually, we are facing some technical difficulties from here. That's why we are not able to maybe, provide you with all the connectivity. So what I can see from here is that, okay, one more question. So I'm going to intervene here. I'm so sorry.
No.
So there is another question that is coming. That is how to become a member of your team for the MOOC course. I've completed my PhD in political science in 2021. So it's a wonderful question. So please respond to that. So I'm meanwhile finding more questions for you.
Achha, theek hai. This is an invitation to all of you. I'm connected to NCERT for last 10 years now. Mansi was at one point of time before she left for Golgotia. She was also a very active member of my team. In fact, second lead Zai, Mansi was 2 OIC, officer in charge. And I will introduce, send your name, your area of specialization. Once I asked a group to send their details. Hello, I am this, and email. Manika, yaar, you want me to compile a directory of all the people? Please make my life easy, your name, your area of specialization, your phone number, and your email ID. I am on a WhatsApp group which looks for textbook development team and all these things almost every day. Okay? So I will introduce you to the respective group. Fine. Number 2, this is not a guarantee that you will get a call tomorrow. You may get a call even immediately, or may never ever in your life. Please, I'm being very clear about it. Some people have got it, some haven't got it. Depending upon the requirement, the agency will contact you. But at least your name will get entered into the list of resource persons. ठीक है. So what I'm saying is that please send it to us very formally. सब कुछ डाल देना उसमें. Your name, your area of specialization, sub areas of specialization, then your affiliation, your email address, your phone number, your connectivity, everything. Please put as many details as possible. I will, from my side, I'll get you connected or introduce you to the group. You may receive call. In case you receive it, and you are all young people, I want to say one thing: never say no to anything at this stage in your life. Okay, at this stage it is just the learning stage. Jo kuch aaye karo. Nobody dies of hard work, trust me. Nobody dies of hard work. You always tend to gain out of it, so you become so confident over a period of time. I tell you, you will not even fear your own death. मैं तो immortal हो गया हूँ, मुझे क्या करना है इससे, है ना? So just have that confidence कि yes, I can do it. Yes, Sheetal, you can do it. Yes, Mansi, I can do it. So have that confidence and test yourself. Failure ही तो आएगा ना, आने दो. अब वो gone are those days ना कि एक ही मछली है, एक ही तीर है, एक ही आंख है और एक ही शॉट में मारनी ना. अब तो many मच्छीज are there, many tears are there. Keep on shooting. कहीं तो hit होगा. And have commitment and dedication to your work. ये नहीं कि मतलब कल चलता काम कर दिया, patchwork कर दिया, ना. That gets reflected over a period of time. So do your hard work with full shiddat, commitment, and sky is the limit. Trust me. As a faculty development program convener, I am just pushing this envelope. कि I just do not want you to have a certificate at the end. वो तो वैसे भी मिल जाएगा कहीं से भी, है ना? But the qualitative outcome, the significant thing is कि आप कुछ substantial gain करके जाओ यहाँ से. So
ma'am. Yeah, sure. Because even I'm the first follower of your principle. I think I definitely just to inform you, we are loaded with questions, but someone has spammed the chat box. We're not able to see anything in the chat box right now. So what we can do, we'll just pick up your questions relevant for you. We'll email it to you, and we have our Telegram group will shortly connect to participants with the responses that required.
I can't see any chat in my box.
Yes, it is not visible now. However, there are now 2,500 messages that we actually can count here, but we cannot read it now. So I do not know. Maybe the FDP is getting too heavy for some people to digest. So it's okay. So let us now, I think, move on to next session, or even one. Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, because you are the host now, so can you make
I make you co-host?
Because ma'am, there is some coming here. You are the host, I think.
Yes, we are actually facing problem here. Make Wasim sir host so that he can handle it now.
Achha, okay.
Also, meanwhile, I have a request, ma'am. I have one personal query here, if you can answer. There is a kind of I would say prediction about private universities applying for funded proposal, or trying to reach out to this NCRT and this government bodies, but certain blockage are there in the first layer of interaction with public universities or to be deemed universities. So in that case, I mean, what do you how do you basically like to suggest to those people who are working with private universities and they are aspiring to be part of this NCRT project or other government funded project?
See, one good thing over the years that has happened is that the distinction between the private and the public is getting blurred. In Hamara Zamana, I would say, in my Zamana, there was a kind of hitch. कि आप गवर्नमेंट में नहीं पढ़ा रहे हो तो योर प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटी एक्सपीरियंस वुड नॉट बी काउंटेड एंड ऑल दीज वी हैव फेस्ड, बट योर जनरेशन इज नॉट गोइंग टू फेस दिस प्रॉब्लम. नंबर वन. नंबर टू, thanks to this digital revolution also, that it's no longer the conventional classroom teaching कि आप बोर्ड पे लिखे जा रहे हो, पढ़ाए जा रहे हो, chalk and talk business is over. You can also actually develop your personal imprint. Number three, that if in case you do not have this association with a subject matter expert or any NRC, or you are not yet ready or ripe to launch your course on SWAYAM, Okay, then what you can do, you can test yourself. और अब टेस्ट कैसे करोगे? देखो मैं आपको अभी I just showed you about this social demography वाला ना. All of you at any point of time next week, ज़्यादा देर मत करना. You pick up a small area, small corner in your house and sit silently. और everybody has some forte. हम लोग सब टीचर्स हैं. You think about the area कि ये my best area है. No matter quantum physics है या गांधी जी पे है, अंबेडकर पे है या मदन मोहन मालवीय की कोई राइटिंग है. You think कि this is my area, this is my best area on which I can speak for 10 minutes non-stop. Okay, now do what? Put your camera और उसके आगे आप बोलो. You just speak. आप उसके सामने बैठो for 10 minutes. Take this time out on Sunday, Monday, whenever you can get and do that. अब जैसे ही आप देखोगे ना, you play it for yourself, your consumption only, and you are your best critique. मुझे कोई दूसरा कहेगा तो मुझे लगेगा अच्छा ये कह रहा है वो कह रहा है, you know, you are very human. I am telling you, this is very human. अच्छा ये क्यों कह रहा है, कैसे कह रहा है, मैं तो नहीं मान रहा, ये वो है वो. But I know myself. Where are you faltering, Sheetal? This is not the way you should be talking on screen. Come on, you have to be fumble free for at least 3 minutes, which is only 180 seconds. Count 180. Go on social demography once again. You can do it. So what I tell you, you gain confidence through self-exercise. Do this. Try yourself. किसी को दिखाना विखाना नहीं है कुछ भी. अपने लिए बनाना. Go back to the same work 1 week later. Within 5 weeks, आप अपने में change देखना. You just observe change in yourself. Once you think now I have gained particular thing, either alone or with team. 1 या 2 3 4, not more than 5 6, because too many cooks also spoil. So go with the team, have your own YouTube ka chota sa program. You can launch it these days. So it's so easy to go on podcast, on YouTube, on these and that, and wait for time to come. One day certainly your doorbell will ring if in case you have genuine way of demonstrating your potential. Modern में क्या है, कई बारी we get frustrated and get हो नहीं रहा है, people with this are enjoying. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. Everything comes with the time, everything comes with the kind of work that you have put in, and if you are a star, you will certainly shine. Mansi, in the group, I want to say, that we become very quickly hopeless because we are part of a pop culture. कल जिम गया, आज मसल क्यों नहीं आ रहा, आज कट क्यों नहीं आ रहा, कल डाइटिंग किया, अरे 2 किलो कम क्यों नहीं हो रहा. You wait for time, and आज इंग्लिश सीखनी शुरू की, कल क्यों नहीं फ्लुएंसी आ रही. अरे बाबा अच्छों को नहीं आती है, आज संस्कृत सीखनी शुरू की, कल श्लोक क्यों नहीं बोला. You have to practice. This is evolutionary. Revolutionary कुछ नहीं होता है, सिर्फ वो तो मारकाट मचती है. So I'm just as a teacher, as an elder to all of you, I'm just sharing this. कि wait, have patience, rehearse, do work, do your thorough work. है ना, फिर आता है. And I think I'm clear about it.
Thank you so much. It's been wonderful having you here, ma'am, with us. I think all your sessions have been really wonderful, and we have learned a lot from your deliberations. We all are so grateful to you for coming and sharing your views with us. I think we should okay, Pratu sir has a question.
I would have loved to see the chat box, because I really want to know कि digital का आप लोगों को कितना फायदा हुआ है या हो सकता है ना. So, but I don't know.
Chat box is again now it's coming now. Wait, we'll just try.
I have a question.
We can look at it later on. No problem. Yes, Pratish, you have a question?
Yes. There is I have a question related to putting things on YouTube. So when you put things on YouTube while using multimedia stuff, when you pick some photographs or some maps from here or there, or I have come across some issues of copyright. And YouTube sends you some reminder or some warning thing, and it happens, and then you go on to they also send you the number contact thing of that person who has raised an objection to the stuff that I have uploaded. but like my stuff was removed because of some petty issue that I thought. In my opinion, that was petty issue. So how to avoid that, those kind of things?
See, there are 2-3 things. Mostly your copyright issue and this dhamki wala email you get only when you have picked up a video. जब आप पूरा वीडियो लेके डालते हो, है ना? And वीडियो का issue is really traceable. My contention here is that when you create something, you certainly borrow. I am not writer of social demographic theory or neither USSR ka. One is that when you are through SWAYAM platform, then the entire copyright becomes SWAYAM, but वहाँ पे आपको referencing जरूर है, ठीक है? If you are going privately on your YouTube video, then certainly you have to be very sure कि आप कौन सा उठा रहे हो, ठीक है? उसमें भी when you are doing this, you now recall my entire 1.5 घंटे का discussion, my 1.5 hour. कहीं पे भी for more than 45 minutes मैंने आपको कहीं नहीं छोड़ा, ना एक स्लाइड पे छोड़ा, ना मैंने आपको एक वीडियो पे छोड़ा. Who would not like कि भाई मेरा वीडियो चल रहा है तुम देखो, मैं दिखा सकती हूँ तुम्हें 20 मिनट, but why do waste time of 250 people if you're not interested in that topic? My lesson is that कि आपको ना बड़ा क्विकली, आजकल तो न्यूज पे भी ये है कि वहां पे टाइमर लगा देते हैं 35 सेकंड्स, आपका पहला रिएक्शन इसके प्रति क्या है, which means कि क्या कहना क्या चाह रहे हैं कि your attention, your span time, your screen time has to change quickly, change the slide, change the frame quickly. So वहां पे आप क्या है कि there are 2 ways, उसमें से छोटा सा लो and write to the concerned team कि भाई we are borrowing this, do you have any objection? इसीलिए को होमवर्क कहते हैं प्रत्युष, क्योंकि हम सब कुछ करके डाल दें, फिर किसी ने ऑब्जेक्शन रेज कर दिया तो फिर सारा अंडू करना पड़ता है. राइट, है ना? तो आप डालने से पहले इतना बड़ा लो मत, नहीं तो वो तो उसी का ही है. अदरवाइज यू जस्ट अडेप्ट फ्रॉम देयर, ट्रांसफॉर्म इट, add some new elements to it, and then actually produce your content. It might have some references, but it would look new, and no finger would be raised on it. Okay. There's one interesting question.
Yes, ma'am. There is one question, and this is about: is it possible to develop a course for which the subject is not categorized? You have mentioned this. I am still not very clear. What is the process for sending the proposal for the same by Dr. Sonia?
Dr. Sonia, it's a very pertinent question because उसमें कुछ ही courses हैं. Only 14 subjects are there. My friends from JNU Russian language, they also had the same problem कि मैम हमारा तो language नहीं है. So I asked all of them, and you too also, Sonia, ये करो आप. उसमें जाके sociology या जो भी, अब which subject are you from? अगर आप type करके मुझे immediately बता दो तो. Suppose I am assuming कि आप जैसे language है या कोई subject है वहाँ नहीं है, तो पहले तो आप देखो कि मैं कौन सा closest disciplinary boundary में fall कर रहा हूँ या कर रही हूँ, है ना? So one is this. The second is that कि चूज एनी आर्बिट्रेरी सब्जेक्ट, आप चूज कर लो, एनरोल करो उसमें, और आप फॉर्मेट देख लो, ठीक है? फॉर्मेट में क्या है, कोर्स का टाइटल है, कोर्स का
फ्रॉम नर्सिंग
में है. अच्छा, ठीक है. हाँ सोनिया, व्हाट यू डू, आई थिंक यू विल बी कनेक्टेड टू एनसीईआरटी या जो मेडिकल काउंसिल को देख रहा है वो एरियाज में होगा, है ना? सो वन इज, आप कोर्स का ब्रॉडर आउटलाइन देख लो कि लोग क्या क्या मांग रहे हैं. लुक एट द फॉर्म. And this is, I tell my students, जिस दिन they clear their UGC net, I ask them कि एक ना प्रोफेसरशिप का फॉर्म डाउनलोड कर लो and start filling the खन्नाज कि इसमें क्या भरना है, इसमें क्या भरना है, जिसमें भी none रहता है, start working on this. So you download the form and start filling it. और जो relevant categories हैं वो भर के अपना proposal तैयार कर लो. Now you write to them as a separate file. Attach that I am Dr. Sonia, I am an expert in this. I wish to propose a course in this. Please find attached the details of the course as per the format available online. And this is the introductory video attached here. The complete course proposal is attached here with. However, I cannot go formally because the subject area is not existing in the drop-down window. I request you to kindly consider the course or give me an appointment to discuss the relevant issues with you. Simple. They will write back to you. 2 हफ्ते में reply नहीं आया, फिर भेजो. In continuation to my previous email, kindly find attached. I am looking forward to your reply. फिर नहीं आया, फिर भेजो. 3 बार नहीं आया, fix an appointment. Knock their door. They will certainly answer you one day. So you have to have that way of connecting and do this चिट्ठी पत्री. बिना उसके कोई verbal कुछ नहीं चलता है.
Yeah, I think that will work for her.
Hmm.
I think we are running short of time, ma'am. So we are ending the session now. We will, and again, thank you so much for your talk. Now, dear participants, we are going to resume the session at 1:45. It was supposed to be done at 1:30, but we are. One more question. So, ma'am, can I just take one more last question? Still, people are asking. Ma'am, can I ask one more question? People are asking. One last
Any
question.
pertinent question? Huh?
Yes. The person is Barkati Bushra. Okay. So she's asking. I did a course on research methodology from SWAYAM, but I haven't received the certificate or even unable to download. Could you please help me if any idea? I don't know if it is relevant. The person has done MOOC course on
Barkati,
SWAYAM.
you have to contact the resource coordinator under whom you have done this course. NCRT se kiya hai, AICT se kiya hai, and with whom you have done, and why you have not been able to. Because wo technical issues are dealt by the technical team.
I think there's an account also. When you register for
have
the
to log
course, it
into
comes
that.
to your account only.
And अच्छा IGNO से किया है आपने, so you have to contact the team at IGNO and the course coordinator, if you remember the course coordinator whose name is there, and you can write a personal email to him. They can forward it to the concerned technical team. Because देखो ये काम छोटा नहीं है, इसमें इतने लोग इन्वॉल्व हैं, you know, keep from the head of the NRC up until the person who is signing your check. So many people are involved. It's not a single man army. A group of contingent works on this. So technical team would be able to help you out, but you will get it. Don't worry. Your enrollment number is there. It is immortal.
Okay, thank you. So with this, we are ending the session here. We have to again meet with you all at 1:45. Kindly join us back. Thank you once again, everybody. Bye.
Bye bye. Nice talking to all of you.
Thank you.